The Giants are reportedly closing in on hiring their new manager, and it would be unprecedented in the history of baseball who they're hiring. Hello and welcome to Giants Baseball with Ben Kaspick. As the name would suggest, my name is Ben Kaspick. I was the host of Locked on Giants for 6.5 years, and that was a daily Monday through Friday show. Before that, I was the host of a show called Covecast, which was also a podcast about the Giants. So I've been podcasting about the Giants since 2015, a decade now, and thank you so much for following me over here. If you've continued to listen, and if this is your first time ever listening, welcome to the show. This is now independent, always ad-free. We do run on a subscription-based model. So far, all of the podcasts have been free. This one is possibly going to end up getting paywalled part of the way through. So you're going to need to be a subscriber at my Substack. It's Giants Baseball with Ben Kaspick, Kaspick. And also you can just go to benkaspick.com and that'll take you to the Substack where you can get a special RSS feed in order to have access to the unpaid or to the paywalled content. So anyway, without further delay, if you have any questions about that, just send me a message on Substack. But without further delay, the Giants reportedly, according to three heavy-hitting reporters, Andrew Baggarly, who covers the Giants for The Athletic, Brittany, I don't know how to say her last name. I've seen it a gazillion times. I know who she is. Giroli, and Ken Rosenthal, reporting, the headline of this article, Giants closing in on hiring Tennessee coach Tony Vitello as next manager, sources. And we also have this guy is Kendall Rogers, who on Twitter, who is the co-owner of a website a website called D1 Baseball, which has 243,000 followers, including tons of reputable sources following this platform, and many, many sources following Kendall Rogers as well. 175,000 followers, including many in the industry. And so Kendall Rogers, following closely college baseball, says the SF Giants are closing in on hiring volunteer baseball, Tennessee Volunteers baseball skipper Tony Vitello as its next manager. This has been in the works for at least a week or so. And so this is a big and huge move. And let me give you a little bit of context here. Jeff Passan, who covers Major League Baseball for ESPN and is one of the most reputable sources out there, along with the likes of Ken Rosenthal, says, quote on Twitter, that from today, this is all happening today, that the decision on whether Tennessee coach Tony Vitello will be the next manager of the San Francisco Giants is expected to come in the next 24 to 72 hours. Sources tell me and Pete Thamel. Vitello has emerged as the top target of the Giants, but the sides have yet to reach a deal. Passan adds, quote, should a deal between Vitello and the Giants come together, he would be the first manager in MLB history hired directly from the college ranks with no professional baseball experience. The buyout on Vitello's contract at Tennessee is $3 million, according to sources. And so that's what makes this so wild, is that literally he would be the first manager in Major League Baseball history hired directly from the college ranks with no professional baseball experience. And what that means is no experience with, Major League Baseball and its affiliates like minor league baseball. So Andrew Baggarly has been all over this from the start. He mentioned Vitello as a possible candidate when he was first writing up possible Giants managers. And I'm just going to read the article by Baggarly, Giroli, and Rosenthal. I'm so sorry, Brittany G, for some reason I can't pronounce that name.Ghiroli. Probably not that hard, but for some reason I have trouble with it. So their article, and Ken Rosenthal, I think I said that, says, after just 1 year, it's already become apparent that Buster Posey is anything but a traditional top baseball executive. And Posey's unconventional choice to manage the San Francisco Giants is further proof. Industry sources confirmed that the Giants are closing in on hiring Tony Vitello, a 47-year-old Division I head coach who transformed the University of Tennessee from a bottom feeder in the Southeastern Conference, the SEC, into one of the most talented programs in the country. The Giants did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Vitello, reached via text message, said, quote, "There is nothing to confirm." And the article continues, should they cross the finish line, Vitello's hiring for a major league managerial position would be an extraordinary and nearly unprecedented leap for someone with no professional coaching experience. But Posey was seeking a big personality who could imbue the Giants clubhouse with confidence, and Vitello's dynamism and charisma have been on full display in both his recruiting efforts as well as the Volunteers' brash and buoyant style of play while advancing to the College World Series in 3 of the past 5 seasons. Unlike the NFL and NBA, where several head coaches have been hired from the college ranks, it's extremely rare for a manager to walk straight off campus and into a major league dugout. On and on. He would not be paid like an entry-level hire. He is the second highest paid Division I coach with an annual salary of more than $3 million. Reportedly, Bob Melvin was making $4 million, so I would expect he would probably get at least $4 million if this does come to fruition. And he is leaving, this is continuing the article, and he is leaving the comfort of his fiefdom for a job that offers anything but stability. Vitello was already making more than half the managers in the major leagues. Given the cost of living in San Francisco and what he'd be leaving behind, it's not impossible to believe that he will command one of the top salaries among his new cohort, which is wild. The process of assembling his staff will be a fascinating process as well. The Giants have already have plenty of cross-pollination. This is important with Tennessee's program. Their top pick this past July, Gavin Keelan, was a star infielder for the Tennessee Volunteers. Former Tennessee shortstop Maui Ahuna is a defensive dynamo in the Giants minor league system, and the Giants acquired 2 former Vols from the New York Mets. Outfielder Drew Gilbert, who was, the insane, wild, energetic personality the Giants had in their dugout down the stretch to end this most recent season, and right-hander Blade Tidwell, who was going to be called up but dealt with an injury late in the year, right-handed pitcher, in the late July trade that sent reliever Tyler Rogers to the New York Mets. So some of the other candidates included Nick Hundley. I was, to be honest, a little bit hopeful that they did not go the Nick Hundley route. That seemed to be more, or should I say less, of what I think the Giants need in their next manager. I can elaborate on that, and I will. And they say in this article, the Giants also spoke with former Baltimore Orioles manager Brandon Hyde. They reportedly interviewed Los Angeles Angels special assistant Kurt Suzuki and Kansas City Royals bench coach Vance Wilson for the position as well. And that's the end of the article. So at this moment in time, it appears that those people are out and that Tony Vitello is going to be the next manager of the Giants. So until anything becomes official, I wasn't even going to record a podcast, but we have enough here. I mean, that those reporters that wrote that article that literally says Giants closing in on hiring this coach. And then we've got the guy from D1 baseball, Kendall Rogers, who again is followed by, Donnie Ecker for one, Sarah Langs of MLB.com, director of player development for Driveline, Brian Bridges, who formerly worked for the Giants, now director of amateur scouting for the Royals, and followed by Kylie McDaniel, ESPN Baseball Insider. So this is no rando on Twitter saying that this is going to happen. He's saying that this is going to happen. Although in 21 minutes ago, he says, let's see if the Giants get this across the finish line. So I guess let's see. And it according to Jeff Passan, there's a chance that this doesn't happen, but it seems I would put it at 90% or greater odds that this does end up happening, and the ramifications are quite enormous. So to me, I didn't really know much about, I don't follow college baseball very closely. I was aware of this coach, Tony Vitello, but I didn't know all that much about him. So I spent quite a bit of time watching videos of Vitello being interviewed, essentially, and not just interviewed, but videos about him and about what he's done with the Tennessee program, and came away from that just feeling like this makes a ton of sense as a fit for the Giants. And so we're going to go into much more detail as soon as this becomes official. I don't want, as soon as and if it becomes official, but I don't want to get ahead of ourselves if this does not, in fact, end up happening. But I'm just going to give a little bit of a quick reaction to what I've learned from spending, half an hour watching some content about Vitello. A lot of you listening who follow college baseball would know more than I do. But anyway, he transformed that program, like they said in the article, from a bottom feeder into one of the top programs in the country. And that team, you think about Drew Gilbert, right? He's the guy the Giants acquired in the trade with the Mets for Tyler Rogers, and was so intense, getting kind of choked by Matt Chapman in the dugout, for example, and biting on Robbie Ray's sweater, that guy. And Tony Vitello kind of, his team is like that. His teams are like that. They are intense. They are in your face. They are not going to back down. He is intense. He's been suspended multiple times, ejected a lot. He is a fiery personality. And for a team like the Giants, that's kind of a perpetual underdog type team, I like that a lot as a fit. You look at the Los Angeles Dodgers being in your division and what they're able to do and how they bully the rest of the division. I want my team to be scrappy and in your face and not backing down from anybody and playing hard and playing the game with intensity every single day. And that's what it seems like he demands. He went viral.